Hello, Emma. Can you hear me? Okay. We try to complete. You are still a direct and indirect inverse proportion, right? In school. Okay, so we try to complete it today, lah. Inshallah. Okay. Let us see.
My
But
teacher is still doing it.
still doing it.
Yeah,
Do
he's
do you
just like revising it.
revising it? But how are you with it? Are you okay with it so far?
Still need some practice.
Okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay. Come we. I don't know. Do you do the work? No.
I
It's okay.
got
It's okay.
too much schoolwork.
Never mind, no problem, no problem. Okay, come. We will go through. This is now from your book, I think. It's from your book, which your school is not using. So we're gonna do on inverse proportion first now. Okay. Now inverse proportion is given by you have direct proportion. This is just division, revision, direct proportion. Inverse means opposite, Inverse proportion is here. Now the formula, you remember the formula? Direct is y equals to
K
k
over X.
x. Okay. What about inverse? You remember? Y equals to k over x. That's the difference. So does it mean? Basically, this one means when x increases, y increases. When x decreases, y increases. You know what I mean? That's the difference. It's inverse. So k is always known as a constant. Okay, this is constant. So we will go through a couple of stuff. The other one is on the graph. The graph down here for direct proportion is a straight line passing through the origin point of origin here. Whereas for inverse proportion, the graph is like what they call a hyperbola, something like that. You will never touch the axis, but as it goes further and further, it gets closer and closer, but it will never touch. Like Romeo and Juliet. You know what's Romeo and Juliet? You do literature, right? So they can never be together. No matter how long, it will never touch. Okay. So that's the two thing. The other one, there's the thing called the test. To test whether something is directly proportional or indirectly proportional is the value of k. K is supposed to be constant. So how to get k for direct proportion is y divided by x. Now how to get this? I cannot remember so many things. Okay, never mind. You just remember this formula, right? For direct proportion is y equals to kx. Then how to get rid of how to express it in k? Well, you got to get rid of x. You divide by x. So when you divide by x here, you must also divide by x here, right? So you get what? K, sorry. So you get k equals to y over x. So you don't need to memorize the whole formula. Can you see that? Are you confused by this? Are you confused by this? How to get? I want to get rid of x. I divide by x. I must also divide by x here. So what I'm left with is k down here. K equals to y over x. Can see that? So in this case, to find out the value of k, I take value of y divided by x. Whereas down here is different. Inverse proportion actually is given, if you want to find k equals to not y divided by x, but y times x or x times y. Again, you see, I cannot remember. Okay, no problem. Remember the formula. This formula must remember. This formula must remember. So we do it like that. Y equals to k over x. So we get rid of the x here times by x over 1, right? So we get rid of the x. You must also times by x over here. So can you see xy is equals to k? Can see now? Okay, so you remember this is a different way of finding x for inverse proportion. You got the times. So later we're going to do that. We see is the value constant all the way through. That means it's inversely proportional for inverse proportion. If down here the value constant all the way is directly proportional. Okay, so we start first lah. Okay, the best thing is to practice it and see how it goes. Okay, So now they give you now, immediately. This one is, what is this? Is the test. They're giving you values of X and Y. So the first thing you need to do, in order to do the test like this, you need to know the value of K, whether K is constant or not. So you add one more here. Okay, you draw the line here. Can you do the K test? You know what's the K test, right? This is inverse proportion or not? So what is the test, you tell me? The test K equals to, remember? Okay, you cannot remember, you
Y.
tell XY, XY, yes. If you cannot remember this one, you write this down. Remember, you write that. Okay, then you want to find what is K. Remember, you got a times by X down here. You get rate, but you must also times on the right hand side. So can you see this is the same? Can you times them and see whether the value is the same all the way through?
Yes.
Yes. Is it true? What's your value for K? 30. So if it's 30 all the way through, that means it is inversely proportional. Okay, we try the next one. Hold on. So now, can you try now this one?
Yes.
Okay, what's the value for K?
24.
24. Okay, the third one. You must make sure all have. Sometimes one might be different. Once one is different, it's not. It's not. How?
Yeah.
What's your value for K?
192.
Okay, great. So do you have this for direct proportion? Well, if you can't remember, I'm going to show you now direct proportion that we may or may not have done. Remember this now. Now they tell you this is direct, they want to see whether it's direct proportion. So you tell me what is the test for this. K equals to?
Y over X.
Okay, can you try? So you put an extra that thing here and you check out what, you know what to do, huh? Okay, so you do, let me see this. Okay, you find out what's the, you have me?
It's not directly proportional.
This one directly proportional.
It's not.
Which one is okay? This one is 9. 9 is okay, what? Direct proportional.
The last one.
7.7 is it? So you're right. This is not in direct proportion. What about this one?
Is
What's the value of K?
1.7.
Okay. So all 1.7 if great. Okay. So far okay, right? So there's two different tests. One is for direct proportion. The other one is indirect proportion. Inverse proportion, not indirect. Inverse is opposite. So we go back now to. I'm going back to the same thing now. Here we go. Okay. Now again, you look at the question carefully. They say that Y and X are inversely proportional. Step one, you write down the formula. Can you write down the formula first? Not for K, the formula for inverse proportion. What's the formula?
X, Y equals K.
Okay, that's K. I don't want K. I want the one Y equals to. Oh, you remember that? Okay, you remember that. Then we go to find out what is Y. You leave Y here. You divide by X. You see, you get Y here. Down here also must divide by X. So your formula is y equals to k over x. So the point being, if you remember the k formula, okay, then you got to derive this formula. This is a formula. Are you confused? Okay, what is your? Are you confused?
It's like a bit hard to get to.
Okay, no, you remember. You remember just now. You say this one. You remember, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now how you want to get y? You got to get rid of the x. So you divide by x, but you must also divide x by here. So you cancel. Can you see y equals to k over x? You get this formula. Can see that? Okay. So even if you remember just the k formula, you can derive this. Derive means what? By moving it about, you can get the formula for inverse proportion. So now you use the k formula. Use the k formula to find out what is k. Can you find out what is k by substituting the value? Use either this one or your k formula. K formula is like that, right? Can you substitute in and find out what is k? Just now you did the same thing. Now your only thing this one is table form. Now they have written it for you. Okay, you try.
96.
Good. So what is the formula now? Based like that. Can you write for? Tell me what's the formula now. You write it down. Y equals to what over x? What's a
90.
yes? This is your formula. Write an equation connecting x and y. This is your formula. Are you okay? Now, from here, I can give you any of this value, and you can find the other one. Correct? I can give you x, you can find y. I can give you y, you can find x. So that's what they're going to do. Remember, you are in school, they are not going to give you like crazy questions. Whatever questions they're going to give you is going to be in the syllabus. This is true for all subjects. So let's say now you're studying literature. Are you doing literature? You're doing history? Social studies. So you say, hey, so many things to study, biology. Look, they can only test you what is inside the syllabus. So you know how to get your syllabus now? Yes? How do you know? How you know? Oh, this girl is
They'll
very...
give,
Sorry?
they'll give like a paper with all the topics.
Oh, they gave. Okay, good. Okay, there's a few other ways you can get it. Okay, I just tell you, number one is your textbook. Your textbook actually is the translation of the syllabus. So whatever is tested there, nothing beyond. Another one, you can go to MOE. I'm just going to show you, okay, in case you are going to study in other years, this is true for all subjects. So I'm just going to, can I just show you, okay, this is part and parcel of learning, you see. Now you go to MOE website, Ministry of Education. Okay, because this is where your teachers all will get. Now down here, you can say results from MOE, secondary to what syllabus you want to find? History, we take history, yeah? Yeah, I'm just giving you an example so that you know how to find this, Emma. This is what we call, you see, history, lower history. Oh, down here, lower secondary history is all down here. See, what is this for? Why you want to learn all this? Let me tell you now, the content, you see, the content, the aims. If you read a little bit of syllabus, you know what your teachers have to test you. Do you think they dare to test you on things that are not in syllabus? No. They will surely test you on things in the syllabus. So if you can just read through, you can find out, oh, actually, hold on, let us see. What, you see, these are the themes they will test you. Chronology. You know what's chronology? What happened in the beginning, next, end. Evidence. Do you want to know, do you know how to provide evidence now? Okay, we go next one. Cause and effect. What caused certain things? Change and continuity, significance, and so on and so forth. So down here now, okay, this one you don't need to worry so much, but down here don't need to worry so much. Okay, don't worry. We go into the content now. Okay. Okay, what is the content? You go into the specific content. Unit 1 focuses on the connection Singapore had with the rest of the world. In particular, India, China, and Southeast Asian region, and some European countries. as part of the global trading network prior to establishment of a British trading port. So you know, if you're going to write a mind map, in particular India, you know what to focus on, right? So this actually, I think, is given to you by your teachers. They have gotten it from here. Now there's even a table. Maybe they might even give you this table. Look, it's all here, you know. What subjects you want, which year you want, you know how to search for it. You go to a MOE website, you type what level, secondary 4, O level, history, whatever, science, mathematics. Mathematics, you don't need to worry because this is very, very systematic. Things that you feel is, I find I need to study so much. That's what you use a syllabus for. You get what I'm saying? Am I saying, please lah, we want to study maths lah. Don't teach me all this. Okay, Amma. Okay. Hold on, Hold on. Let me find West. I lost that. But you know, this is what we call street wisdom lah. Okay? It means we study smart. I didn't know all this, no. My teachers didn't tell me all this. But remember, just now you tell me that the equation here just now was what? Y equals to 96 over x. Is that correct? Just now? Correct, yeah? So now you've got to use this formula for what? For question B and question B, yes. Can you use it for question B and tell us what's the answer, please?
Thirty-two.
32 for well done. What about X? Remember, you must move X around, huh? You cannot leave X down there, no? Six, okay. So in order to find X, you tell me step by step, how do we shift it around? Okay, what you, sorry, this one's supposed to be a spacing here. Okay, what are you gonna do now? Tell me what you're gonna shift, what you're gonna, how to find X? What do you do this?
Shift the
Shift this to change places straight.
wait. I don't even know what IT.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'm going to show you. You can flip this up, and then it flips down, flip down. So now you can have X over 96 is equals to 1 over Y. Do you know you can do that? You flip both. Okay, I'm going to show you again. You probably remember I did something the other day. Is this true? Do you agree with this? 4 divided by 2 is 2, right? 6 divided by 2 is true. It's true? Now I'm going to flip it around. You tell me, is it still true now? 3 divided by 6, is it equals to 2 over 4? Is it true? 2 divided by 4 is half. 3 divided by 6 is half. It's true. Therefore, I can also do the same thing around here. I flip this, flip, but both must flip. Now, then after that, what? Then next step, you get rid of 96 times 96 times 96. Then what do you get? 96 disappears here. It's 96 over Y. Can see now. Or maybe you have learned a shortcut. A shortcut, I taught you seesaw method. Change places. So this can slide up, this can slide down. But by teaching you so many things, I'm causing you to have a headache. So now we go step by step, okay? You agree with the flip method? You understand? Then you times by 96, you get rid of this. You have X here, times 96 here, to be fair. So 96 over Y. And 96 divided by 16, you get 6. Are we okay, Emma? If I'm going too fast, don't nod your head. If you don't get it, no, you don't get it. Which part you don't get it?
No, I got the same answer, but I did differently.
Okay, no problem. Are you confident with your method? It's okay, right? Okay. Don't be sad. Why are you sad? Hey, why? You're not sad, right, Emma? Be happy, Emma. You are a young girl. You must be happy as possible. Happy as luck. Now you try this thing now. You do totally on your own. First step, find the formula. That means you got to find K. Once you find K, create the formula. Once you create the formula, substitute the value. You know what to do? Okay, all right, again, one more time. All right, first thing, you find K. Why you need to find K? Later, you need to do the formula. Remember the formula? You need to substitute a value of K in the formula. And then after you substitute this. Find K first. Okay, you find K first. First of all, establish this direct or indirect. I even underline for you. So make sure you use the right formula. How to find K? Formula? 5, 4, 3.
X, Y.
X times Y. Good. Do X times Y. What's your answer? Mentally and straight. Go, tell me.
80.
80, good. So what is the formula now? What's equation here? Tell me.
80 equals.
No, this one. Translate like that. Y equals to
80 over X.
That's it. Is it simple or not? Very simple. Okay, now put in that. Find out what's Y, then find out what's X. You can do this, miss. I'm just talking a little bit fast with me. Okay, because when I'm teaching in groups, I have to be a TV host. I realize that. That's the thing of teaching online.
Y equals 2.
Right?
X equals to 5.
Are you okay? Okay, we'll move on again. What is probably not most okay is you know how to do all this, but you don't know why you're doing it. Okay, that one you got to find out now. Soon you got to find out, okay? All right, now this one, same thing. Wait. No. No, this one not yet. This one. This is the same thing. No, this is Q squared. Okay, we go to the other one now. I need to shift. Okay, we go to in fact, you may have done this the other day. Sorry. This is not right. How come they don't give you a Okay, can you do the test? We're just revising, okay? You remember how to do the test? Inverse proportion, okay? Look, it's not direct, You must check, no? Exam time, you go and use the formula, you check first whether it's direct or inverse. They will tell you.
Inversely proportional.
Okay, what's the value, okay?
90.
Okay, well done, right throughout. What about down here?
Not inversely proportional.
Which one is not inversely proportional? This one is how much?
7.2.
This one?
8.1.
The last one?
7.3.
Okay, so you know it's not inversely proportional. Okay, let us now. Okay, this is the hyperbola I told you about. This once you have like that means directly inversely proportional. Inversely proportional. You see, what about direct proportion? Okay, direct proportion, I'll just show you again in case. Okay, direct proportion. Again, this one is not why it has to pass through 0. Okay. In the end, they didn't show you what's directly proportional. Oh, no. Some other forms. Inverse, inverse. Okay. Sorry, hold on. Okay, this one, you've done this. Just now you've done this. Step 1, find K. Step 2, write down the formula. Step 3, substitute the value. Okay? So your Y will be what? Your Y will be, you look at this statement here, your Y is actually N. So you write the formula for N equals to what over what? This one, once you're done, you can send me a photo of it. For you do the whole thing. You send me a photo again. I want to see you doing the whole thing now, without me coaching you. You got your equation, eh? Tell me the equation.
N equals 4.16 over X.
N equals to 4.16 over X. What's the formula for K?
Oh.
Normally it's XY, right? Remember? Be careful. So you have used the wrong formula. You have used the formula for direct proportion. Do you realize that? Your formula for direct proportion for K is Y over X. I think you use N over X, is it? But they tell you it's inverse proportion. Are you confused? Confused or not? No, right? She's saying no because she thinks I want her to say no. No, I do not want you to say no. I want you to see whether you understand or not. So you got to redo this one, huh? Follow this thing. Well done. So now what is your equation?
Y equals 600 over.
Okay. Well done. So you've already answered question number A. Can you now do question number B? These chickens, is it X or is it N?
N.
Good. So now you want to find the number of sex. Oh no, 155. Okay, so that's 5 days. Sorry, X is days. Okay, so well done. Days. And chickens. Okay, good. Okay, next one. A sack of corn lasts for a week. Find the number of chickens on the farm. This is another one, yeah, but you still do the same thing. Lah. And your answer is? Sorry, just let me just check the. Hold on, this what exercise is this?
The decimal.
Decimal, that's why I want to see what is happening here. Did it last? Okay, hold on, that's 7. Okay, what's your decimal?
85.7.
Okay, so in this case, there's slightly more feet than the number of chickens. What they should say is find the maximum number of chickens on the farm. And your answer is?
85.
85. You cannot have more than 85 because you don't have enough feet. You can only feed up to a maximum of 85. So question is a problem here. Okay, this is something normally that doesn't happen in a workbook. Lah. Are you okay so far? Okay, yeah. All right, we go back to this one. Hold on. Okay, now let us see now. Let us do this one. Now be careful, Normally you write y equals to k over x, but now you must follow y, x, you must follow this. Okay? So can you find k also? But first of all, you write the formula. You tell me what's the formula now? The generic formula. What's the formula? Y to k over x square. You must see what they say, If you tell you like this first one will be here. That's now n, right? Remember? So now you just put it all in here. That's it. Now you need to find out what is k. But in order to do this, you must remember to square this. You cannot just put it 0.5. Must 0.5 square. Then you can find out the k. Okay, please proceed. All the best. She's staring. Miss, are you okay?
I'm looking at the question.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm too used to trying to study the students' body language. Sometimes I overread it.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do I know if I'm supposed to use y equals 3x or k equals xy?
Okay. Down here, you look at this one. If it's inverse proportion, it's always y equals to k over x. Always. And then from here, you see, you want to find what is k, right? You use this formula. How to find what's k? Sorry, let me just get rid of this. Hold on. So how to find out? Because it's inverse proportion, this is a formula, So you times by x to get rid of the x. You must also times by x here. So you find that for inverse proportion, this is the formula to use to find k. Okay?
And
I get 10. 0.5 times 20. But remember, this is not the formula for k, because your original formula was y equals to k over x squared. So you must times by x squared here, and you must times by x squared here. Remember that? So now your k is x squared times y. What is x squared? Can you find out? Value of x squared when it's 0.5.
0.25.
Then you times 20. So you don't take 0.5, you must take 0.25. And your answer 5. Good. So k is 5. So what's the equation? You write down what. You tell me now. What's the equation?
K
K is where? Here. Always y. Your equation must always be y.
equals k over 5.
K over 5. K is 5, you see. You say k is 5. 5 over
x squared.
yes. This is your equation. Now you find out what's the value of y when x is 5.
Zero 0.2.
Well done. Okay, so you 5 over 25, correct? Well done. So now find when y equals 1.25.
4.
4. But that is, you're right, it's 4. But
Wait,
that's x squared is 4. So what is x?
$16.
16. Wait, hold on. If x equals to 4, x squared equals 16. Yes. Okay, now we go back now. You have a square. Okay, this square, the area is 9 square cm. X squared equals to 9. What is x? X is one side over here. What is it? Are you going to square it and then get 81? This one 81, 81 cannot be. What is it? Square root it. Square root it. And you get 3. 9 square root 3. So this one should be 2. Confused or not confused? So far, all this you're okay, right? Okay. This one now you have forgotten. You know, actually it's not really forgotten now. You get to that part, then you feel unsure, and then the panic comes in. Correct now. But this panic now, you got to base it on your self-belief lah. We all believe in Allah, So Allah is going to help us. You got to believe in yourself. It's like you taking a step. I'm now having that problem when I'm walking. You know why? Because I'm limping. I'm fearing, am I going to fall? But the more I think of it, I'm not going to trust my legs. I will not collapse. And that almost happened a couple of times. But anyway, now we try now. Hold on now. Now, this now is the application of whatever we learned in the formula. Y normally, Y, as I said earlier, for inverse proportion, Y is normally time. Is normally time. Okay, time taken. So you have this one probably Y, this one X. Can you find K first? No, what's the formula? Y equals to K over X, right? Inverse proportion, right? Now, how do we do inverse? This is now what? This is now the topic on inverse proportion, but later on we'll come to how to identify it. So now you can find K. Can you find K, please?
240.
240. Congratulations. What is the formula? Y equals to What's it?
240
Over.
X.
Good. Now, 8 machines, is this X or Y?
Y.
Okay, can you find what? Y is the time, you know.
Oh,
What X? This is X. You substitute in X and find out what is the Y.
30.
30 hours. So it makes sense, right? Why makes sense? 12 machines take 20 hours. If you want 8 machines to do it, it will take longer lah. Correct. So now, what's the assumption here? The assumption will be every machine will take the same time lah to assemble the product, something like that. Okay, so never mind, we move on. Okay, we move on. Okay, same thing. Don't be afraid. Just same thing. You try now. Write the generic equation. Generic equation is y equals to k over x, but in this case, write it according to what you see here. And tell me what's the, and then you find what's k. You tell me what's the generic equation.
Y equals K over X.
Okay, but now given this statement here, so what is going to be? Y equals to k over
X minus 4.
Good. Now you find k.
K equals 4.
Well done. Okay, now rewrite this as the formula specific to this question. Y equals
Y
to
equals 4 over X minus 4.
minus 4. Yeah, okay. Now, so this is your answer now for A, you know. You have already done A. Try B, please.
Zero point 0.5.
Well done. Getting easier? A little bit, okay. But remember, you don't practice, it's not going to the long-term memory, you know. Okay, maths is like that. And it's crucial for you to take action for that. So now you try this one. Now, okay, how to identify? Let's say you do not know this question is an inverse proportion question. Ask yourself, more men take so many hours. This amount of men take so many hours. You have more men will take more or less hours.
Less.
Less. So this inverse. Direct proportion, more of one will have more of the other. This one more and less, that means you know it's opposite direction. Okay, can you try now? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do, you try.
Y equals 96 over X.
Okay, what's your K? Y equals 96 over X. Well done. That's your equation. Notice they didn't ask you for the equation here, but you need to have this equation in order for you to do question A. Now, as I said, Y is normally what? Y is normally what? For inverse time, normally time.
I found the answer already.
Okay, what's the answer for A?
6 hours.
6 hours. Okay, let's see. 9 divided by, yes, 16 is 6 hours. So does it make sense now? 16 men will take 6 hours, lesser time than 12 men. Correct? Logical. Now you try the next one, B now. Okay. Stop. Hold on. Stop. Do for 1 footbridge. This one is for 1 footbridge, you know. Right? So 1 footbridge, right? So ignore this 3 first. Ignore this first. Okay, you have the time here. Time is what? X or Y?
Y.
So if you want to find X now, you substitute first.
12 hours.
So 12 men. You're finding 12 men. Huh? So actually this one are 12 men, 8 hours. Okay. So now you think logically, okay? Think logically, okay? 12 men takes 8 hours for 1 footbridge. If you want to build 3 footbridges, how many men you need? This is no longer the indirect, the inverse. 12 men, okay, 12 men, 1 footbridge.
36.
36, well done. So you need to use your mind to know when it's inverse, when it's not. Are you confident on doing that? Yes, right? Yes, because you're gonna build. So this one, you know, you need more men, you can have build more footbridges. But time and men opposite. Time and men opposite. Are we okay? Are we you okay, right? Okay. Oh, down here. Additional, we continue now. Additional men needed to complete the footbridge in 3 hours. Let's say now, 1 footbridge is 3 hours. Just assume Y now is 3 hours. How many X do you need? Y is how many? How many?
32.
32. 22 or 32?
32.
32. But now they ask you what's the additional number of men? So they have only 12 men. So you need how many more?
20.
20 more. Okay. The question is not so clear, but that's what they're asking you. Okay. I think if you have real exam questions, they will be clearer than this. Okay, so you are getting clearer and clearer and clearer. And that's how the pursuit of knowledge is going to be, you know. It's not going to be suddenly, pum, you can get everything. Can you try this one now? All the best. Now they didn't give you X and Y. Oh, they give you X. Okay. Imagine you do one first lah. Imagine this one is not here. Okay. Okay, imagine and tell me what's K. Oh, you do not know what, sorry. You don't know what Y is. You do not know what Y is. So how? Your clue is here lah. Y equals to K over X. Do you agree? You agree? So now that's why we cancel the Y. This is actually Y because Y is equals to this. So you do like that. You do like that. Like what? You take, this one it comes to experimentation. K for X value 1 minus K X value 2. This is equals to 2. Because this is Y, right? This is Y, right? So later you need to combine it. Your value down here, one of them is 2, one is what? 4 lah. Okay, you can put 4 as the, yeah, you can put 2 down here and 4 down here. Then you combine them, later on you find out what is K. You try first. Okay, if you are a little bit confused, I'll write down the first step for you, like that. Means you put in like that. This one they give you now a little bit tricky lah. Make them into one fraction.
3/4 equals 2.
Okay, hold on. You times by 2. You times by 2 times by 2. Yes, right. Sorry. K over 4 equals to 2. Okay, you're right. So get rid of the 4. How you get rid of 4? You times by 4 down here. And then times by 4 over here. K is equals to
8.
8. So now you have the formula now. Can you write down, tell me what's the formula now? With K equals to 8. Y equals to
8 over
good. Now then you put in the value of X to find out what's the value of Y. And the value of Y is
16.
yes. How? Okay, this is just a different way of it. They're trying to trick you with this, okay? But it's okay. Okay, inshallah, we'll be able to do it. Okay, let's see. We don't do this one. Okay, now I think we go for inverse and we do both lah. Because your teacher is covering both, right? Both that's inverse. So now we do what is this? It's an inverse. Okay, we don't do inverse. Inverse. We do direct proportion. Okay. We go to the earlier one first down here, and then okay. I think we have done some of these maybe. Can you try this one? No. Sorry. Not this one. Sorry, miss. This one. Can you try this? Have you found your K? What's the value of your K?
I don't know.
Okay, so now, okay, when you look at this thing like that, remember lah, this is like Y is directly proportional to X. Directly proportional, eh? So the formula is Y equals to
Yeah,
Kx. So now you change the Y to what?
equals
P.
AQ.
Now you just, so now you find what is K lah. Find what is K, then substitute the value.
But it's K and then 1 over
Okay.
3.
Okay, so you get P, you get 6, right? Correct? So this K over 3, right? 1/3. How to get rid of 3? Times 3 times 3. So K equals to 18, right? So now what's the equation? P equals to
18x.
Q, 18Q, because we're using this one now. So now substitute out the value of when Q is 4.5, what is P? And P is 0.9, what is Q? You got to find out that. That's it. Try.
P equals to 81.
81. Okay, well done. What about the next one?
20.
20. 20 high, 1 over 20 or 20? You try. Okay, I'm going to write this for you. P is equals to 18 Q. Oh, we do not know what's Q, but we know what's we do know what's P. P is 0.9. So don't take 18 divided by 0.9. It's 0.9 divided by 18. What do you get?
1 over 20.
1 over 20, or this is also known as 0.05. Okay. We try some more. So okay, we can, have we done this? Okay, we try this. You try this. Later on, we'll go to the other questions. Okay, now you look at the sign. It says this is not inverse, it's direct. So you remember the formula. What is K? 1.5. Are you sure? Do you take 12 divided by 8 or 8 divided by 12? 12 divided by 8. Okay, remember, hold on. Now let us see how to find K. Y equals to Kx, right? You want to find K, you divide this by X. You must also divide this by X. So it's 8 divided by 12, not 12 divided by K. Can you see now? I've proven to you, right? So if you like, okay, Emma, in your case, you got to remember two formulas. What are the two formulas? You write it down somewhere, okay? You write it down somewhere. Y equals, this is for direct proportion, y equals to Kx. And then your formula number 1. Formula number 2, you memorize to find K in this case is y over X. This is for direct proportion. So you memorize this lah. So there is no confusion at all. Then for inverse proportion, memorize also two formulas. Number 1, y equals to K over X. And then to find K, XY. Once you memorize these two, you don't need to figure out, alamak, this one, I must shift here. You just take y over x. Okay? You commit this to memory. Okay, next lesson, I'm going to test you on this. Okay, is it confusing for you? Okay, that's why, but as I mentioned to you, if in case you forget, you can derive, you see, you divide x down here, divide x, K equals to y over x. Down here, you forget what is this K, you times x, you get rid of x, then you must times x because xy, right? From the formula, you can derive. But if you want to do it fast, like what I'm doing now, I already memorized it already. K, xy for inverse. For direct proportion, y over x. So you try this again, you try this question again. What is the value of k? And then you this formula.
2/3.
2/3, well done. Okay. So your equation is y equals to 2/3x, correct? When you substitute. So now use this value, substitute in, and find what's the value of y.
Two over 3.
2/3, well done. Okay, now I'm going to jumble questions now, because now this is the time for you to try out, and then we see whether we're able to do it. Let's see, the other day we didn't go through. Maybe we didn't go through A. This is too easy lah. Okay. Let's try. Okay, this one is a little bit. We did it the other day, but a little bit tricky. You try this one, number 10. Remember, look out for the clues. So this is interest, is directly proportional to loan amount. I and P, instead of Y and X, is I and P. So you gotta find out what K is, right? Can you find out what's K?
Zero point zero 0.038.
Okay. I 0.038. Okay, well done. Can you now, so your equation is, what's your equation? I equals to y equals to kx.
0.038 x.
P. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now you substitute in, and you can find out. You want to find the interest. Interest is I what? You got the P here. So what is it?
Am I supposed to get this now?
No. Okay, down here you want to find what? You want to find I, right? I equals to this thing times P. P is here. So what do you get? 0.038 times 30,000. What do you get?
990.
Huh?
990.
990. Oh, I get different.
Oh wait, no mind.
You check your mode of your calculator.
1140.
Yes. Okay. So this is the interest, Okay, you get it. This is your interest. So K down here is actually the interest, the interest rate, which is 3.8%. How do we know? Well, okay, that one I will show you another time. So we move on again. So again, what does it teach you? Well, this tells you that even if they don't tell you the interest rate, you can use direct proportion. If you know, let's say someone says, hey, you know, I took a loan of 25,000, the interest I need to pay 950. It is from here that you can find out what K is. K is what? The interest rate. And then you can calculate the loans interest for all other loans. By what? By not even knowing the interest rate, you can calculate the interest rate. So we move on to the next one. Okay, other forms of direct proportion. Let us see. Okay, can we try this? Can you determine whether it is, can you, first of all, do me a favor. What is the test for K for direct proportion?
Y equals kx.
Okay, good. Y equals to kx. That's the equation. What's the formula for K then?
K equals y over x.
Good. So in this case, there's an x3, so it's K over x3, y over x3. So you need to find out what is x to the power of 3 first. You open up here, you find out now. X to the power of 3. And then you need to find out what is K. You know what to do? Can you find what is K? You find out what's x3 first. You tell me, okay, we do together. This one is how much?
One.
No, K, this one to the power of 3. To the power of 3. To the power of 3, what do you get? 4. Cannot be 4. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 already. Times one more time. 8. 4 to the power of 3. Thanks. Okay. 6 to the power of 3.
216.
Good. Okay, now take, remember, you're going to find K, y divided x power of 3. 2 divided by 8, what's your answer?
4.
1, oh, not 8 divided by 2, 2 divided by 8. Y divided by x3. 104. 16 divided by 64.
1 over 4.
48 divided by 216.
2 over 9.
So this is not in direct proportion. If this had been 104, this would have been in direct proportion. What in direct proportion? Y and x3, not y and x, because we are talking about y and x3. You okay, Emma? Okay, we try now next one. Table shows some values, okay. They want you to show that this is in direct proportion, means they're telling you it's in direct proportion. So you tell me, what do you need to add to the table? What rows? Down here, what rows you going to add? What values? Okay. How to calculate K for direct proportion?
K equals, you know,
K equals to,
yeah, K equals y over x.
okay, so in this case now, it's going to be, this one is y square over x. You just make it the same lah. So down here, your equation will be y square is equals to k over x. Normally it's y over x proportional to k over x, right? But because now they're giving you y square, you must put y square here. Are you okay? Now, what are you gonna find out down here? You want to find k, you need to know, you're going to calculate k, correct? So the last one is going to be k. In order to find out k, you need to know x and you need to know y square. So what you want to write down here?
Yeah.
Y square. Okay, what's the value for y square down here?
27.
How you get 27 means? Hey, this is square, no, not cube. No, there's no cube. Now it's square. Square, square, square. 9. Next one.
36.
Next one.
81.
Okay, good. 81. Now, take 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by x, x squared, y squared divided by x.
3. 3.
Therefore, your proven is in direct proportion. Are we okay? You sure am I okay? Okay, down here they give you a few values. This one now can you see is a completed value. But it is y proportional to x squared. Give me the equation. Equation y equals to k over this case over x squared. So you want to find x, what's the formula? You want to find k, what's the formula?
Y over x squared.
Good. So now you're gonna have add x squared, and the last one is gonna be k, right? Right? Are we okay? So now we are not testing, you know, this one we are not testing, okay? We want to find now which one. This one you cannot find because this one a what? How are you gonna find k? You cannot use this one. This one you don't know b. You don't know. So can you find what's x squared for this?
$100.
What's the value of k? Sorry, what is it? What's the value of k?
20.
You take bigger number minus smaller number. This one bigger number at the bottom, you know, means y is on top. Try again. Y divided by x squared. Y divided by x squared. 1 over 2. Half lah. 1 over 2 is 1 over 2. Okay, good. So now let us write the formula again. Y equals to
0.5
over x squared. Good. Okay. Now, can you solve now? Find the value. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Have you done A already? Have we done A? Any of this is A?
No.
This one is A. See, this one, every time they ask for expression of y in terms of x or whatever, or equation connecting the two, this is it. You see, now you found k, what? You substitute the value of k. So this is the very important equation. With this, you can find what is A. Okay, now let's proceed to find what is A. So you need, in order to find what's A, you need to find what is x squared. Can you get? 16. K, you know, is 0.5. Can you please find A?
One over 32.
1 over 32. Okay, hold on. Again, is 0.5 over 16, right? So 1 over 32, correct. Well done. So this is the value of y. You got A already. Find B, please. B, you cannot find this. Find B. Is there a way to find B? There is a way to find B. You try.
I know.
Okay, great.
It's 1 to 8 equals 0.5 over x squared. I don't know how to solve it.
Okay, good. Correct. Okay, so you can see what I'm writing here. Okay. Tell me what you're going to do now. Can we do the flip? Do the flip then. So now what do you get? Tell me. You tell me what's the equation now. Don't calculate, just tell me. We do the flip, huh? Remember the flip? Down goes up. Okay. 1
over 1 to 8
equals to
x squared 0.5.
Okay, now get rid of 0.5 times by and you times by 0.5 is also half, right? That's why you say half. I'm going to write half on here. Okay, so that you can see clearer. So what's the answer? X squared equals to 1 over 254, is it? Okay. Can you find the square root of 1 over 254? You key in as a fraction inside your calculator. Or you try, is there a square root of 254?
Yeah.
What's the answer?
15.94.
All right. Okay, hold on. I don't have so hold on. So okay, never mind. Maybe we do it this way. Okay, we just write it like that. Okay, 1 over 254. Okay, if we cannot get any whole number, we just write it down like that. That's your answer. Are we okay? Are you tired? Or you're okay, right? Is getting clearer, right? Okay, I hope so. Okay, here we go. Now we move on to the next one. Okay, this one is the same thing. They go +1 and okay, we can try that. Maybe you try this one. You try this one. Okay, just give me a moment. We try this one. This one again is direct proportion. Y equals to kx. So down here, y equals kx3 cube.
K equals 8. K equals 8.
K equals to 8. Okay, let me check. You lead me through. So K equals to, sorry. This thing. K equals to y over x cubed, right? So y is 60. Do you do that?
I forgot about the cube.
You must put the cube. So what do you get? 8 is how much?
K equals 1 over 8.
Good. Okay, this one now. The equation.
Y equals 1 over 8x.
8x cube. You write it like this. Don't write it like this. No, because this one means the 8 cube is on top. We know this x cube is below. Okay, so this is the answer for number 1. Can you find now what is the value of y when x cube is half? You try now.
One.
How are we miss? Okay now. Have you taken your dinner there?
Yeah.
Okay, I have not. I'm eating asam now. We try this. What you have to do, I won't tell you until the end of it. Sorry?
16.
16. Okay.
60.
60. Okay, come. You lead me through now. Or can you take a photo of what you have done?
Oh, it's very confusing.
Okay, come. So you tell me now. First step, what is the equation? Y equals to
Okay.
K square root X. Because we follow this one now, okay? If they say, okay, now, so how to find K?
5/3.
Square root of 3. Yeah, okay, well done. So 5/3. Well done, well done. So your value of K is 5/3 lah. Can? Okay. So now you rewrite this one, okay? Y equals to 5, 3 square root X. Are we okay? Okay, you already gotten this, although they didn't ask you, but you need this in order to find Y. So let us see now. You take 5/3 square root of, then this one is times, times this. When you have like that, means it's times. Times what? Square root of 36. So 5/3 times 6. Correct? Square root of 36 is it 6? True. No? Then we cancel out, we get 1, 2, 5 times 2, 10. How, Emma? Are you getting close to it? Yes or near? Or are you getting near or close? Near and close is the same thing. Okay, we try. You're getting it. Are you getting it? But you must not doubt yourself. Are you doubting yourself now?
No, I'm tired.
Tired. Okay. I'm also quite tired actually. I have not eaten my dinner. I'm eating this lah. You know what this is, right? You have tasted this. I've given you this before. Prunes, dried prunes. It's bad for me now. Okay, now you try this. Let this be our last question. Okay, you try. Or you tell me now. We do together. Since you are tired, we do together now. You tell me now. Formula, straight equation. Y equals to K, but this one is what? X. You know that what this means? It means it's K times. Okay. So you want to find what is K. What is the formula for K?
K equals Y over.
Okay. Tell me what numbers do we divide? What is cube root of X now? Down here.
3.
3. So now Y is how many?
9.
What's your K?
3.
Okay, we rewrite this formula. Always we rewrite the equation. Always, okay? So Y equals to
3 over.
no, just no over. No. Over is for inverse, miss. Over for inverse. Be careful, because not yet. Don't be sleepy. Come back to the reality. Okay, come. Okay. So now equation you have already done. Where's the equation? Here lah. Here. Easy not? Okay. Now, can you find the value of Y when X is 1000? Okay, we do together now. 3 times, what's the cube root of 1000?
10.
10. What's your answer then?
30.
Good. Now we try. We write again. Now this one now. Y equals to 3 times cube root of X. Now, we do not know what X is. We know what is Y. So we put Y here, 2. So what are you going to do, miss?
Times 5.
Well, you divide by 3 lah. Ting. Divide by 3. So now you have cube root of X is equals to 2/3. How to get rid of this? Okay, now I'm showing you cube root. Now you wanna get rid, you cube it. You must also cube this one. See, it doesn't make sense. Are you're confused by this, right? So now let's say now I have two, let's say 8. Cube root of 8, what's the answer?
2. Wait,
2, right? Cube root of 8 is 2, right? Then I'm going to cube it. So you cube root of 8 first, after that cube it. How much you get? You cube root 8 first. You get back 8. You see there? If you have a cube root and you cube it, your whole thing down here all disappear, you get the 8. So it's a cube root here, I go and cube it, the whole thing disappear, I get the x. Can you see that? So now you cube this now. 2 times 2 times 2, 8. 3 times 3 times 3, 9. 8 over 20, sorry, not 9. 8 over 27. That is your answer. And this is the first time I'm seeing Emma tired. So is 1.5 hours too long for you or not? You are scared of your mother? No, right? You okay? If you need one, no
I
problem.
can do 1.5 hours, but not like late at night.
Oh, okay. So this is late, Okay, Friday. You want to have the next session on Friday? We can have it 5:30 to 7. Are you okay? Last Friday you had something on, no? You said you were exhausted or something.
Oh yeah.
So, are you having something Friday?
No.
Are you okay to have Friday?
Yeah.
1.5 hours, you sure? We see. We'll do an experiment whether K is constant now. Whether if Emma is sleeping on Friday, that means Emma cannot handle 1.5 hours. Maybe you can handle 1.5 hours with other tutors. So maybe Max, maybe cannot. I do not know. We see. Okay, don't take it as a challenge, but it is. Okay, bye. See you.